Okay guys, so the E3 press conference for Sony ended and there's a lot of stuff to talk about, specifically when it relates to Spider-Man, which we're all highly anticipating. Now, of course, there is all the gameplay and everything, but in today's video we're just going to be talking about the end stinger that happens during the post-credits of the Sony press conference, so it seems like they're definitely learning from Marvel, in which you get a very quick clip that shows us something very interesting. Obviously, this is kind of huge if you're a Spider-Man fan, considering the major thing that happens here is the fact that we see someone that seems to be Gank talking to his friend, who turns around and we see he is African American, and this is probably Miles Morales. Now, to those of you that don't know, Miles Morales is a very important character in the Spider-Man lore because due to the sub-universe that Marvel Comics had running in the early 2000s that was called the Ultimates, Peter Parker would go on to die and the mantle of Spider-Man would be taken over by Miles Morales, who has an entire backstory that's built around family and how it ties into Peter Parker and everything. It's very cool. And then an event called Cataclysm happened that brought Miles Morales over into the main comics universe. Now, the interesting thing here is that they're teasing Miles Morales, but Peter Parker is still the Spider-Man that's in this game. So, what you can kind of gather from that should be indicative of the future if they're going to be playing around with anything like that. And it might be a slight spoiler because if Miles Morales is around and they're already hinting towards him in a level like this, that maybe by the end of this game, Peter Parker could possibly die. And multiple times they've already talked about how this version of Spider-Man is a much older Peter Parker that's way further into his career than we've seen even in the comic books. And if you look at the villain they picked, he's definitely more recent considering he's had a major story arc in the most recent Dan Slott run. So yeah, you guys let me know your thoughts on it. Are you interested in seeing Miles Morales in this game at all, or even possibly as Spider-Man in maybe some sort of DLC or a sequel?